My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. Watch where you're going, Kyle, you stupid fat idiot. You're so fat. Oh yeah, Chad? Well, if I had a face like yours, I would sue my parents. What's that even mean? Hey, speaking of your parents, I hear that they're not getting along too well these days. When they get the divorce, will they just go back to being brother and sister? You take that back right now. You take that back right now, Kyle. Secrets people are taking to the grave. As we all know, Netflix popularity has been declining recently, and many people believe that this is because Netflix is taking off some of their best shows and movies. Well, there is a hack to get around this. These shows and movies may not be available in the United States, but they are in different countries. And with an app like ExpressVPN, you can change your location to anywhere in the world with the click of a button. Once you do this and go back to Netflix, you will see the amount of TV shows and movies that have popped back up in there. Like Friends, The Office, movies like Dark Knight, Joker, and tons more. Don't let Netflix ruin your nightly binge watching. Use ExpressVPN. You'll be able to watch whatever you want. My favorite comebacks. Let's get to it. Watch this. Hey, yo, Kyle. Hey, what's up, Chad? What are you doing on Friday? I don't know. Why? Well, I'm having a birthday party on Friday. A ton of people are going to be there. I'm checking to see if you wanted to come. Yeah, man, sure, yeah. I'll stop by. What time? Psych, loser. Of course you're not invited to my party. You suck. Did you just fart? I'm sorry. I was trying to give a shit about you, but that's all I could muster up. What? Besides, the only thing worth celebrating on your birthday is you being 1 year closer to death. Black markets kids ran in their schools. Follower submission. At one school, this kid's incredibly good at magic, especially the trick with 3 cups and a ball. You know, the trick where you have to guess what cup the ball's in? Well, he had an idea. One day, he set this up in his classroom, and they asked people if they wanted to see if they could guess where the ball is. Well, of course, one kid said, "I'll bet you $10 I can guess where the ball is." He said, "Okay, if you guess wrong, I get the $10. If you guess right, I will double your bet." And everyone got it wrong. He was making decent money, but people were getting suspicious because nobody was getting it right. So the magician kid paid his friend $2 a day. His friend would stand in line, and when it was his turn, he would guess where the ball was, but he would guess it correctly because they had worked it out beforehand. Business was booming, and this became a huge thing at his school. In 2 months, he made around $250. But the principal found out, and the magician was suspended for 3 days. Terrible things people did as kids. When this guy was in middle school, he had an obsession with fire. Well, one day he was home alone, so he grabbed some cardboard boxes and trash and went outside to the family's fire pit. Keep in mind, it was a pretty deep fire pit. He threw all the stuff in there, grabbed lighter fluid from his dad's grill, doused the garbage, and lit it on fire. And up the flames went. Completely satisfied, he sat back and watched the fire blaze, until suddenly, a strange-looking fireball jumped out of the fire pit and started running towards the woods. Turns out there was a raccoon in the fire pit, and when it caught on fire, it tried to make the grand escape. Well, when it got to the woods, it ended up burning a few trees down. But sadly, the raccoon didn't make it. My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. Look, there's Kyle. He is so weird. Watch this. Hey, Kyle. Oh, yeah, what's up, Stacy? Can I ask you a question? Sure, what? How's your girlfriend doing? I don't have a girlfriend. I know, I'm just reminding you. Hey, Stacy. What? How's your dad doing? Why would you say that? Her dad left. Oh, I know. I just wanted to remind her. Craziest things high schoolers did. When this guy was a senior in high school, he planned to rob a bank. He worked everything out, and it was a very solid plan. Well, the day comes, and he rides his bicycle to the bank and robs it. Give me all your money. I will punch you in the face. I will punch you in the frickin' face right now. Give me all of your money, please, now. He ended up getting $11,500, and then he escaped on his bicycle. He got to his house, hid the bicycle in the garage, and ran inside sweating and panicking. His sister was home. Kyle, what's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Turn that off. Turn that off.
This just in. The local bank was robbed by somebody riding a pink bike. They came in, robbed the place, and left on the bike.
Did you hurt anybody? No, I didn't even have a weapon. How much did you get? Like 11,000? Okay. I got your back, man. Nice. I know, it's nuts. With that money, he took his girlfriend on a nice cruise and used some of it to pay for his college. The Pineapple Chronicles Part 2. Who would throw away a whole pineapple? I took that from 3 boys today. They were praying to it in the bathroom. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe she took it, oh my god. This is the worst day of my life. Everyone shut up, chill out. I have an idea. Me and that pineapple are very close. It's almost like we have a connection. She's gonna pay for this. What do you suggest we do, man? Say it with me, boys. Pineapple, pineapple, we love you, pineapple. Pineapple, pineapple, we love you, pineapple. Alrighty, I'm heading downstairs to my next class. I'll see you guys later. Stupid pineapple. Napleski. Pineapple-ski.
Make her wish she never walked into that bathroom. What the?
Oh, hi, Mrs. Stevens. You should be more careful. You just tripped on a pineapple. My favorite comebacks. Let's just dive right in. Hey, Kyle. What do you want, Chad? What's it like being chubby? What? Yeah, Jane told me that she would never go out with you because you're super chubby and you're ugly. I agree. Can I tell you something about your mom? What? Your mom is so ugly that your dad wakes up with morning wouldn't. Oh, that's right. You eat your cereal with water because your dad never came home with the milk. Screw you, Kyle. Creepiest things kids have said. One night, this mom was brushing her 4-year-old daughter's hair. And this is what happened. You have gorgeous hair, honey. Alright, we're almost done. Thank you, Mommy. You have nice hair, too. Oh, you think I have nice hair? I don't, but the lady does. She said she likes your hair. What lady? The lady that sleeps in your bed every night. Don't stop, Mommy.
Keep brushing.
Delivery drivers' strange experiences. When this guy was in college, he worked at a grilled cheese sandwich shop as a delivery driver. And one day, he was taking a delivery to a fortune teller's place on the other side of town. Ah, yes, come on in. He steps into her place and she's rummaging around looking for cash to pay him. He starts asking her questions. So, what's it like being a fortune teller? Oh, honey, it's my calling. I come from a long line of fortune tellers. My mom, my grandma, my great-grandma. Oh, so it's like a family business. And do you get a lot of customers? Oh, I do pretty well for myself, sweetie. I do pretty well. I'm the best in town. Ah, here. Ah, thank you. Have a great day. You too, Kyle. Have an amazing day. His name was actually Kyle. When he got to his car, he just sat there, confused, mind blown. How did she know his name? But then he looked down and realized he was wearing his name tag that said Kyle. People's craziest roommate stories. When this guy was in college, he had a roommate that he shared an apartment with. This roommate claimed that he was involved in the mafia. He said this guy was constantly sweaty, very jumpy, and had tons of cash in his car. He also never went to parties. Hey Tony, I'm going to Carla's party. You want to come? No, I'm good, buddy. I'm gonna stay home and keep an eye on the place, but you have fun, okay? Alright, man, later. Strangest thing of all, though, was that this guy never slept in his actual bedroom. He only slept on the couch, right by the front door. Tony, did you sleep on the couch again? Of course, I do every night. But why? You have your own bedroom. It's just I want to be right by the door. In case, forget it. In case what? I just want to be by the door in case someone comes in the night looking for me. But if I'm the first person they see, I might be able to take care of it. I would hate if something happened to you, man. Well, a couple months passed, and one day this guy woke up in the morning, and Tony was nowhere to be seen, and all of his stuff was gone. Weirdest things teachers confiscated from students. At one middle school, teachers began to notice that boys were bringing a pineapple to class. They didn't think too much of it, but they started getting suspicious. The teachers then realized that this was the same pineapple that was being passed around from kid to kid every day. Well, one day, a teacher walked into the bathroom and saw a group of boys worshiping this pineapple. Thank you, Pineapple, for everything you've done for us this week. I really appreciate you. Kyle? Thanks, Billy. Pineapple, I love you so much. I asked Stacy to the dance and she said yes. I know that was your doing. You're really amazing. Greg? Thanks, Kyle. I wish that Mrs. Greenwood gets sick or falls down the stairs and breaks her arm because I really don't want to take the math test today. Pineapple, pineapple, we love you, pineapple. Pineapple, pineapple, we love you, pineapple. What in God's name is going on in here? I'm taking this pineapple. You three can go to the office. You have no idea what you just did. Dumb things people got in trouble for at school. When this guy was in high school, him and a group of his friends went to a wedding, and a picture of them together was posted on Facebook. The school principal saw it, and she said the picture promoted underage drinking, and she expelled every single one of the students. The thing is, these kids weren't drinking in the picture. Somebody in the background that they didn't even know was holding a wine glass. Well, all these kids and their families sued the school to have their expulsion reversed, and the principal tried to get the Board of Education to sue the students back. This whole situation ended when the school finally admitted that they were absolutely broke. The students that were expelled had it reversed, but they chose to go to a different school because this whole situation was crazy. A few years after this, the school shut down, and those buildings are now used for storage. Dumbest things people got in trouble for at school. In middle school, this kid's grandma had just passed away, and it was his first day back after the funeral. This is kind of what happened. Did everyone turn their homework in? I only count 17. And there's 20 of us, so who didn't turn their homework in? I didn't. And why didn't you turn it in, Kyle? Did you even do it? You should know this. My grandma just died and I was at her funeral over the weekend. I'm sorry, but I wasn't thinking about homework. Well, that's a shame, Kyle. I'm giving you a 0 for the entire week. Are you dead, Kyle? No. Homework is more important than funerals, as long as you're alive. Well, that pissed him off and he lost his mind. You are an absolute bitch. My grandma just died. She was my favorite person in the entire world, and I was at her funeral over the weekend, and now you're punishing me for not doing some stupid math assignment? Screw you! I wish you died instead of my grandma. That's it! Go to the office right now. Good heavens. He explained what happened to school administration, but nobody cared. He was suspended for a week. My favorite comebacks. Let's just dive right in. Hey, yo, Kyle. Hey, what's up, Chad? I saw your mom working at Walmart last night. I always knew you were poor. Wow, real nice, Chad. Well, I saw your mom drop you off this morning. She's so fat, Thanos had to snap twice. Hey, shut up, Kyle. No, for real, man, yeah. And you're so ugly, you made the blind kid cry. Shut up, Kyle. No, I didn't. No, man, I'm being serious. You really upset Carlos. He's just so ugly. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. Alright, this one's kind of weird. When this kid was in 3rd grade, he went to a very small school. And near the playground, there was a very tiny spot that had a bunch of these white rocks. Kind of like this. Well, one day, all the kids started pretending that these rocks were like diamonds. And the whiter the rock, the more valuable the rock was. It got to the point where kids were taking these rocks and carrying them around with them throughout the school day. Kids would trade stuff for rocks, like food, toys, candy. Well, one day this guy realized that in his backyard, he had a bunch of these white rocks. So he took almost all of them in a big bag and brought it to school. Kids were amazed by how many rocks this kid had. He was basically rich in their eyes. So this kid decided to see if he could sell these rocks to other students. Every day, kids were giving him their lunch money in exchange for these pointless white rocks. In total, he made over $100. Business was shut down when his mom realized that all of her white rocks were missing. She got super mad and told him to stop. People who revealed their darkest secrets. When this person was in college, she was a teaching assistant. And one day, her professor told her that when she was 16 and learning to drive, she hit and killed a homeless person. She was freaking out. She called the cops. She confessed to hitting him, but all the cops did was tell her to go home and never tell anybody about it ever again. The cops said the homeless person was probably a drunk and wouldn't be missed by anybody. Her professor then told her that she had been having nightmares about this day for years since. Side hustles kids ran in school. A follower submission. When this kid was in middle school, he went to a school that was both a middle and a high school. And he was in the school orchestra, so were a bunch of his friends. They all played the fiddle. Well, one day, these guys got a crazy idea. They all grabbed their fiddles and they snuck to the high school portion of the school. They posted up in a hallway and they played beautiful music on the fiddle for the high school students during their passing period. They were an immediate hit. The high schoolers loved it. Tons of them were tipping them money. They were hyped. They started doing this every day, and they were making about $50 a day. But they were eventually caught. The music teacher was proud of them, but the principal of the middle school was super mad. Their side hustle was then shut down, and they were all suspended. The worst teachers of all time. When this girl was in middle school, she had a history teacher that she couldn't stand. He knew she didn't like him, and she became his favorite target. Well, she came to class one day, and the history teacher told everyone that they were gonna watch a movie and do a worksheet on the movie. And he said if anybody fell asleep, he would turn the movie off and they would do the worksheet by themselves. Well, the movie starts and this girl's taking notes, doing her worksheet, when he slams his hands on the desk and says, "Caitlin, I specifically said no sleeping during this movie." I'm not sleeping, I'm literally doing my worksheet. Oh, come on, don't lie to me. You were sleeping and I saw you. Mr. Griffin, she seriously wasn't sleeping. I've been sitting next to her all class and she's been doing her work. You know what? Both of you to the office right now. Sleeping in class, talking back to me. Get the frick out of my classroom. She confronted him the next day, asked why he hated her so much. He said, "I don't hate you. I'm just trying to prepare you for the real world." Well, fast forward about 10 years and this girl saw Mr. Griffin on the news for being a pedophile. People's unexplainable experiences. This person was in college, living in Boston at the time. Well, she woke up at 3 in the morning one night because her cat jumped on her bed and laid right by her feet, which she said her cat did every night since she was 5 years old. The thing is, her cat lived with her parents on the West Coast, and she was all the way in Boston. Because it was 3 in the morning, she wasn't sure what she felt, but she knew it was her cat, and she just figured she was dreaming. Well, the following morning, she got a phone call from her parents saying that her childhood cat had passed away around midnight, which was 3 a.m. her time. I guess what she felt that night was her cat traveling to Boston to see her one last time. The weirdest things teachers did, or in this case, the principal. When this person was in elementary school, the school principal had a corner in her office with a table that had a bunch of dentist tools on it. And whenever somebody had a loose tooth, "Excuse me, miss, my tooth is really loose." Okay, well, we all know what happens now. Johnny, make your way to the principal's office, okay? She'll take care of you. Whenever a kid in this school had a loose tooth, they would be sent to the principal's office. "Hi, Mrs. Principal. Does somebody have a loose tooth?" "Yeah, it's this one." "All right, have a seat. This won't hurt at all, okay?" "Okay, let me see. Hold on. I'm getting it. Hold on. Okay, just be still. I'm gonna count to 3 and pull it, okay?"
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 1. You did it! See how easy that was? After the principal would successfully remove a tooth, she would give the students a lollipop and send them back to class. Things teachers did in the 80s that wouldn't fly today. This person was a freshman in high school in the 80s, and one day he was in biology class and he wasn't feeling too well. This is what happened. "Excuse me, Mr. Johnson, I don't really feel good. Can I go to the nurse's office?" "What, you feel sick?" "Yeah, I feel really weird and I feel like I'm gonna throw up a little bit." "Well, you don't look sick. I promise you I'm not lying. I don't feel good. Go stand in the corner." "What? You just talked back to me and I know you're lying to me. Go stand in the corner or I'm failing you in this class." He stood there until he passed out. And when he woke up, class was over and everyone had left the classroom. The worst things teachers have done. It was the middle of November in Minnesota somewhere. This kid was in 6th grade and one of his teachers gave him a detention. Well, the school day had ended and this kid was sitting in that teacher's classroom. And she wasn't gonna let him leave until 7:30 p.m. "Miss, can I call my mom to let her know where I am?" "No, be quiet until 7:30 p.m. Then you can leave." Okay. 7:30 p.m. rolled around and detention was over. He then asked, "I can go home now?" "Yes, detention is over. I hope you learned your lesson, Billy." "Okay, yeah, I did. But can I call my mom to have her pick me up at least? It's snowing really bad outside." "Billy, no phone calls, no rides home. You're walking to your house, okay? Think of it as a part of your punishment." "Are you serious? I will see you tomorrow." What is going on? So he walked 3.5 miles home through a blizzard. She had gotten fired for what she did. The worst teachers of all time. When this kid was 6 years old, he was in class, and his teacher was having the class make Father's Day cards because Father's Day was coming up. Well, this kid felt a little weird about it. He went up to his teacher and said this, "Excuse me, miss? Kyle, you should be writing your Father's Day card right now. What do you need?" "Well, miss, that's the thing. My dad died, and I don't really want to make one. It makes me sad." What did I tell the entire class to do 5 minutes ago? To write a Father's Day card? To write a frickin' Father's Day card. Well, that's what I'm saying. My dad died and it makes me sad. I don't want to write one. Do it anyway. You are not special. You are disrupting the class right now. Go sit down. He then sat down, started crying, and wrote a Father's Day card. Craziest things that have ever happened to people. Some years ago, this person was going to a concert with some of his friends. This was before smartphones, so he had to print out his ticket at home. They all decided to meet at a bar before the concert to have some drinks. They had their drinks and then they walked over to the concert venue. When they got there, he realized he didn't have his printed ticket on him. He ran back to his car, it wasn't there. He looked around the parking lot, it wasn't there either. He went back to the bar, no ticket. He was defeated. He was now walking back to the venue to tell his friends that he was unable to find it and he couldn't see the concert with them. Well, as he was at an intersection waiting for the walk signal, a piece of paper started floating by in front of him. He looks down and it was his printed ticket that he had lost. He said it was one of the best days of his life. Dumbest reasons people got fired. This guy worked at a car dealership, and one day the owner asks, "Hey Jeff, I'm heading home. Can you please wash the red truck before you leave tonight?" "Yeah, for sure, I'll take care of it." Well, at the end of his shift, he goes out into the car lot, and he can't find a red truck anywhere. What the heck, where's the truck? He then goes home. The next day when he got to work, his boss was super mad. "I specifically asked you to wash the red truck last night and you did it. There's no red truck in the lot." "Don't give me that. You are careless and lazy." "Lazy? I do everything for you." "Nah, man, you're fired. You are fired, okay? Take your stuff, go home. I'm done with you." What? Turns out the employee was right. There wasn't a red truck in the parking lot. His boss was colorblind. And what happened was the truck was actually green, but because he was colorblind, he thought it was red. That's just dumb. Weird things people did growing up. Whenever I would lose a tooth as a kid, you would put it under your pillow and then you would wake up with money there. That's the tooth fairy, right? Well, this kid had a different situation. When he was a kid and when he would lose a tooth, instead of putting it under his pillow, he would put that tooth in a bowl of water on the windowsill. And when he woke up the next morning and went to check the bowl, there would be a dollar bill in there. He would then take that dollar bill, lay it out in the sun, and wait for it to dry. He thought everyone did this, and I can definitely say that I have never heard of that before in my life. The dumbest reasons people got fired. This dude used to be a bartender, and one day the owner's wife came into the bar to have a few drinks. Everything was going fine, and then the owner's wife asked this. "What's your name?" "My name's Kyle." "Kyle, you're a fantastic bartender. Why don't you do a shot with me? I'll buy you a shot. Take a shot with me." "Oh, thank you, but I can't. I drove to work today and I'm gonna stay sober." "Oh, come on, Kyle. Don't be a baby. Just one shot." "Like I said, I drove to work today. I can't have a shot, alright?" "Why don't you want to have a drink with me?" Kyle avoided her for the rest of the night. The next day, the owner came in, called him into his office, and fired him. The owner told him that his wife was very sad and offended when she got home, all because he wouldn't have a drink with her. This kid went to a private school, and it was a rule that students were not allowed to have their phones on them. Well, one day, the vice principal bursts into one of these classrooms, and in a panic, he says, "Quick, I need to use someone's phone right now. Somebody please help me." The students were like, "You can use mine, Mr. Johnson. I have one too, you can use it if you want. You can use mine, Mr. J." Turns out there wasn't actually an emergency. The vice principal wanted to trick their students into revealing that they had their phones on them. 10 students in that class got detention that day. That's bogus. When this person was a senior in high school, the biggest fight anyone's ever seen broke out in one of the hallways. Kids were packed in there. Everyone was shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." People were so tightly packed, they couldn't even see. And when the teachers tried to break it up, they couldn't even get through to break it up. So the school called the police. 15 minutes later, 10 police officers show up and they start shoving their way through the crowd. When they got to the middle, it wasn't a fight that was happening. It was two students sitting on the ground playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots. When the police and the teachers realized that it wasn't actually a fight happening, all the students burst out laughing. Sounds like the best senior prank ever. Crazy things that happened in high school. This story took place back in the day. When this guy was a freshman in high school, his school had this thing where during lunch, if you brought trash to the lunch attendant, they would give you a dime per piece of trash. Well, this kid did it religiously. Every single day during lunch, he would gather as much trash as he possibly could, and he would bring it to the lunch attendant at the end of lunch. Well, because he did this, he was bullied very bad. People were constantly calling him names, smacking garbage out of his hand, and laughing at him. "Hey, look, it's Trash Boy. Hey, what's up, Trash Boy?"
Trash boy, you stink. I bet you eat garbage for fun.
I hate you, garbage bitch.
He was also a hustler outside of school as well. He was brutally bullied for years, until his junior year. That's when he used all the money he saved from the trash, mowing lawns, and his other side hustles to buy a 1966 Mustang. Nobody made fun of him ever again, and all the girls wanted him to take them for a ride in his brand new Mustang. This kid went to the weirdest birthday party ever. When he was in kindergarten, there was a very rich kid in his class named Maxwell, and he was invited to Maxwell's birthday party. It was awesome, he said. It was Ninja Turtle themed and there were squirt gun fights, but then the mom invites everybody inside for presents. Alrighty kids, come on in, it's time for presents. And there was no cake at this party. Instead, it was a bunch of glasses filled halfway with skim milk and halfway with Diet Pepsi. She made every single person there drink this concoction. This kid was like, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking that. Oh, but you have to drink it. Everyone else loves it. I don't think they love it. Look at Johnny over there. He's about to puke. Oh, he's being dramatic. You're gonna drink it and you're gonna like it. You have to. I don't have to do anything. If you want to be friends with my son, you're gonna have to drink this right now. I think I'm gonna walk home. You are staying until this party is over. He then sprinted to his house a few blocks away. She tried to chase him, but he was too fast. Crazy things people did in high school. When this girl was a senior in high school, she would sneak out of the house at 2 a.m. every so often to meet up with her friend. Her parents were kind of crazy. They would lock every single door at night, and they had bells hanging from each door, so they would know if somebody came in or out. The only door in the house that didn't have a bell on it was the laundry room door, and the laundry room door led to the garage that had a side door that led outside. So that's how she would do it every night. Well, one night, for some reason, that garage door was locked, and she didn't want to get in trouble. But then she had an idea. She had her phone on her, she called her mom, and this is what happened. Mom, hi, I woke up in the front yard. I don't know why. All the doors are locked. I'm really scared. Mommy, help me. And her mom bought it. Thank goodness you had your phone on you. And thank goodness you didn't wander off into the street. There's people driving around here. They're crazy. You drink your milk. I'm gonna make you some waffles. It's all okay. I got you. I would love some waffles. Scary things that happened at a friend's house. When this dude was 8 years old, he was sleeping over at his friend's house. Well, in the middle of the night, his friend's dad woke everybody up, told them to put their coats on and get in the minivan. Everyone was super confused, but they did what he said. After they were all in the van, the dad started driving to a nearby gas station. When this kid asked him what happened, the dad said that a bakery behind their house exploded, and the gases coming from the fumes were toxic and would kill them if they stayed in the house. Well, this kid who was sleeping over there was freaked out because he was neighbors with them, and his parents were still at home in the house next to theirs. Once they got to the gas station, his friend's mom must have called this kid's parents right away, because his parents showed up very shortly after. They then explained to their kid how his friend's dad had something called schizophrenia, and he was having hallucinations. Weird things that happened at a friend's house. This one kid had this friend that he would hang out with all the time. He would often hang out there during dinner time, but the thing was, he was never allowed to eat. Alright boys, dinner time! They would make him sit at the table with the family, but they would never serve him a plate. He never understood why. Hey Mr. Stevens, do you think I can have some food tonight? No, Kyle, you know the rules. Can I be excused then to go watch TV? I said you know the rules. You sit there until we're done. I am so hungry. I'm sorry, man. Honey, this lasagna is fantastic. Oh my god, honey, thank you so much. I worked really hard on this. You're missing out, Kyle. This is delicious. Weird things people did when they were growing up. Throughout this kid's entire childhood, his dad made him do this one specific thing. There was a very small and empty closet in their house, and once a month, every month, in the middle of the night, his dad would wake him up out of his deep sleep, bring him over to the closet, and made him stand in there for 2 minutes. He called it elevator practice. Son, psst, Kyle, wake up. It's time. Come on. Okay, get on in there. And stop. That was your best one yet, buddy. All right, head to bed. Same time next month.
Hey, কি করবি? সেই না চেহারা না হলো কি চেহারা কথা তো বেশি চেহারা ওজন বেশি
আপনি না শুই না না দেখা সব জায়গা ফেলছেন বাবা
রক্ত লাগবে রে
রক্ত
আসবো না মানে হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম আসবো না ঠিক আছে দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা যাও
কি রে তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগে থাকে
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল গলবে পাখির মন গলবে এমন মন্ত্র দেব
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই না তোরা?
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে, আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল না। আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর। আমি শুধু একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসাতে, আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা, আমি শুধু ওরে পাইলে হবে।
ওকে, আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা, আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন। আমার তো অনেক ভয় লাগতেছে দোস্ত, এই যে আস্তে আস্তে সব মানুষ জানবে, তারপর আমার ফ্যামিলিকেও জানিয়ে দেবে, আর আমার
এন্ড বেস্ট অফ লাক ফর ডক্টরশিপ। আমি দোয়া করি তুমি যেন একজন ভালো ডক্টর হও।
আমার নেক্সট আপকামিং 5টা প্রজেক্টের ফুটেজ ছিল এই ফোনটাতে। তোমরা এটা কেন করছো এই ফোনটার মধ্যে? ফোনটার মধ্যে আমার কত জরুরি জরুরি ফুটেজ ছিল আমার।
শোন, হোয়াট দ্য ফাক? এই আপনি কে এসব কি করছেন আপনি? দেখতে মানুষের মতো আর ভূতের মাস্ক পরে ভয় দেখানো। হ্যাঁ, আমি কখনো তাকে দেখিনি, চিনিও না ইভেন। এই কে আপনি? হোয়াট দ্য হেল? আপনি জান?
হু আর ইউ? ওয়েট, বলছি একটা সেকেন্ড।
ম্যাক্স ভাই, স্যার নিজেও তো আপনার খুব ফ্যান দেখলাম ভাই। একটা যদি সুযোগ দেন, একটা সেলফি তুলে রাখ।
নো 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 নো
69/2 শঙ্কর গলিটা কোন দিকে?
শঙ্কর গলিতে আপনি পার্কের মধ্যে পাবেন না।
আচ্ছা, পার্ক তো বুঝলাম, 3 নাম্বার গেটটা কোন দিকে পার্কের?
পার্কের 3 নাম্বার গেট তো ওইদিকে।
সুবর্ণ আপু, আপনার বেবি কি হলো? সুবর্ণ আপু, আপনার বেবি। আল্লাহ, কি হয়েছে?
তোমার জিনিসটা ঝামেলা আছে। ঝামেলা হচ্ছে যে সব নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে। প্যারাই না।
আর শোনো, টিন্ডারে ম্যাচ হওয়া মানেই কিন্তু আই এম নট রেডি ফর হুক আপ। আজ দেখা হবে, কাল ডেট হবে, আমি এরকম মেয়ে না।
যত সব ফেক আইডি, এতদিন ফেসবুকে সব ফেক আইডি দেখতাম, এখন বাস্তবে ঘুরে বেড়াও। যত সব যাবান ফাজিল কোথাকার।
বলছিলাম না যে আপনারে আমার সেলফি তুলতে চাবেন
না,
তখন তো পাত্তা দেন নাই ভাই।
স্যার আমি তো খুবই সরি স্যার, নিজে তো আপনার বড় ফ্যান। একটা সুযোগ দেন, একটা সেলফি।
ওইটা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, দেখেন তো এখানে তো তাই লেখা না। 3 নাম্বার গেট, আবার পার্ক, আবার শঙ্কর গলি, বুঝতেছি না।
3 নাম্বার গেট ওইদিকে।
ফোন দিয়ে যেতেছি তুমি ফোনই ধরো না, তোমার ফোন ধরার কোনো নামই নাই, কোনো কথা, তোমার ফোন ধরো না কেন?
এবারে এক্সামের প্রিপারেশন কিরকম তোদের? আমি তো খুবই এক্সাইটেড, কারণ আমার প্রিপারেশন খুবই ভালো।
ঈশান দরজা খোল।
কি বুঝতেছি না। সুন্দর মতো যাবি, ভাবির নামটা জিজ্ঞাবি। আর শোন, ভালো মতো কথা কবে, ভাবি লাগে খালি থাপড় আর চাপাবাজি, থাপড় আর চাপাবাজি, এই বাদে আর কিছু পাচ্ছস?
বুকিং?
বুকিং মানে বুকিং, তুমি আমার আমি তোমার, বুকিং দিয়ে দিছি, ফাইনাল।
আমাকে বুকিং দিছে মানে আমাকে কে বুকিং দিছে দোস্ত?
তোর যে আশিক আছে না, এখন তো আমার পিছনে লাগছে।
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই নাই তোরা? কেমন আছো তুমি?
ভালো।
আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করবো না রক্তটা দিবি তুই?
আমি কেন রক্ত দেব? প্রেম খরচ তুই, রক্ত
আমার বন্ধু দিছেন আপনাকে অনেক ভালোবাসি ভাবি, আপনার ওর রক্ত যাওয়াটা বিধে হতে দিবেন না ভাবি।